Let's have a conversation today. Not like a lecture, just like two people sitting down and having an honest conversation. There's something I've noticed about a lot of people who are trying to improve their lives. They read, watch videos, set goals, and try to be disciplined. From the outside, it looks like they're doing everything right, but inside, they're exhausted. Not because life is hard, but because they're still carrying something old, something unresolved, a quiet disappointment of themselves that never really went away. Most people think they're stuck because they're not motivated enough, or not focused enough, or strong enough. But very often, they're stuck because they never learned how to forgive themselves. And I don't mean forgiveness in a soft or irresponsible way. I mean it in a very practical, very real way. Self-forgiveness is not something most of us are taught. We were taught accountability, consequences, and taught to be better next time. But we were never taught really how to release ourselves from after the lesson had already been learned. So what happens is this. You make mistakes, you grow, you change, but you keep punishing yourself anyway, quietly, internally, as if pain is proof that you've improved. That punishment doesn't always look dramatic. It shows up in subtle ways. You don't let yourself rest properly or fully enjoy good moments. You're harsher with yourself than you would ever be with someone you care about. You move forward in life, but you keep holding back and looking back, making sure that you don't forget what you did wrong. That is not discipline, that is self surveillance. Now, here's what real self forgiveness actually looks like. People miss this important thing. Forgiving yourself does not mean excusing your behavior, it does not mean pretending nothing happened. It doesn't mean lowering your standards or avoiding responsibility. Real self forgiveness sounds more like I understand what went wrong, I take responsibility for it, and I don't need to keep hurting myself to prove that I've learned. A lot of people skip that last part. They believe that suffering is the price of wisdom, so they keep paying and paying long after the lesson has already been learned, absorbed, instilled. But growth doesn't require lifelong punishment, it requires integration. Another thing worth thinking about is this. You are judging your past self using awareness you didn't have back then. You're holding an older version of you to standards you only learned through experience. And that is not fairness. That is hindsight disguised as judgment. Of course you didn't know, and of course you made mistakes. That version of you existed in order to learn. At some point, your past needs to stop being on trial, not erased, not ignored, just released from constant interrogation. Self forgiveness, when it's real, is actually very quiet. It's noticing a mistake and correcting it without attacking yourself. It's allowing good things in your life without feeling undeserving. It's being able to say that happened and I'm still allowed to live well. People who forgive themselves don't become careless. They become calmer. They make better decisions because they're not acting from shame anymore. They're acting from clarity. If there's something from your past that still tightens your chest when you think about it, I want you to hear this clearly. You're not behind and you're not broken. You're not disqualified from a good life. You're learning a skill that was never modeled for you, and learning it now does not mean that you failed beforehand or earlier. It means that you're ready. So if this conversation helped you, even a little, please, I would love for you to, I would appreciate if you could like the video and subscribe if you would like more conversations like this, reflections like this. And if you know someone who has been quite harsh on themselves for too long, do share this video with them. Because sometimes what people need is not more pressure. It's the permission to stop punishing themselves. So don't forget to forgive yourself.